Welcome to the Coffee Klatch, a mini-series from Elevate. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Nickie. Think of this as your quick wellness coffee break, a chance for us to sip, chat, and unpack the best tips from our guest interviews.
You know that feeling when a podcast inspires you, but you're not quite sure where to start? Yeah, we've been there.
That's why we created Coffee Klatch. We ask each guest one simple step you can take today to elevate your wellness.
You can grab all the small but mighty steps in our Wellness Made Simple download shared to inboxes each week. Pick one a week or one a season.
You see, sustainable change happens one tiny step at a time.
So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive into today's Coffee Klatch. Nickie, what I loved about Maryann is, yes, she did say to write things down. Her one simple thing is start tracking. Start tracking things, which sounds intimidating. And I want to come back to that. But she also gave the example of start small.
Yes.
And like manageable changes. She says, while your coffee is brewing in the morning, drink 8 ounces of water. So rather than changing what you're doing or eliminating something, you're just adding a healthy, very simple, healthy habit within what you're already doing. Mm-hmm. That's very manageable.
100%. And we all know the importance of hydration. So that's a great example of how to start to improve your health by that one simple, manageable change, right?
Yes. You know, another one over the course of the years that I've come across, this is a legit example where I had somebody who was like, I have to have my sweets at night, M&Ms. We have our sweets. Go ahead. I think when you tell yourself, okay, I'm allowed to have my M&Ms or I'm allowed to have my sweets, we aren't quite as stressed out about it all of a sudden. We're like, oh, I have permission. But before having the sweets, you habit stack and say, I'm going to have a cup of tea first. Then I'm going to chase that tea, that healthy habit, with a sweet one. And over time, your body gets an opportunity to kind of step back from what you're doing to say, I think I'm satisfied with the tea. I don't know that I need the sweets. Or maybe, it starts with not quite as many. And then you just kind of backtrack from there. So I love that she shared that.
Yes.
Implementing healthy things into what you're already doing. It's very powerful.
Right. And oftentimes we think we really want that sweet when really we just want hydration. A lot of people health experts will say, drink more of that water because really your body's not telling you it's hungry. It's telling you it's thirsty.
Yes.
And so that is a great tool. Have some hot tea and you won't need the sweets because we do know there are issues with too much sugar. We've talked about that before.
Right.
The elimination of as much sugar as you can in your diet. But at the same time, don't deny yourself to where you frustrate yourself to where you eat the whole bag of M&Ms as opposed to maybe a few and your tea. Work in progress, those small changes. That's where the difference will be made for your health and how you're able to handle the things that we all go through, which is I want something sweet or I want this or I want that. So we have to be managing an awareness, but not being so hard on ourselves. It's a balance.
Yes. I love that you said, how we get frustrated. We get so frustrated with ourselves. Whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish in the health and wellness world, either it's not happening fast enough or it's not happening the way that we wanted, or it's just not as easy as we hoped it would be. Whatever it might be, it's frustrating.
It is.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be that way.
I agree. And I think that's why Maryann says, I meet my clients where they are in life. Mm-hmm. I'm meeting you where you are, whatever you're feeling, I'm trying to understand. And her philosophy on your pain becomes your purpose. So whatever your pain is, whatever you're going through, that becomes your purpose to try to figure out how do I want to make those changes. And she helps them, figure that out, meeting you where you are. So I love that about her as well. And I love her GPS model.
Yeah, I was just about to dive into that. So she says, track on your phone or some aspect of your health, whether it's your sleep or otherwise. And then she has this GPS model. Goals, planning, shifting. Define where you want to go is the first step.
And then planning, You identify your obstacles. Maybe it is that sweets at night, your habits, your lifestyle, and plan actionable steps to deal with those obstacles. Like you just gave the great example of the nighttime sweets craving, start figuring out how to manage it and then shifting, right? She talked about shifting.
It all seems so simple, but having someone in your life like Maryann, she helps keep us accountable. And
Yes.
I've learned that as you talk through it, whether you and I are talking through something together or with a sister or a friend, things just start to make sense. And then you feel this new confidence to step forward with your plan, with your new
100%.
GPS model, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. I found Maryann's outlook and her protocol with her clients made perfect sense. And she also has been through a lot herself, which led her to make changes in her life. She was a teacher in New York and then ended up moving to South Carolina to start this journey because she had some personal health issues of her own. And I love the fact that she has an educational background because she's able to use that form of teaching to help her new students, so to speak. And she's very understanding, very compassionate. And I think that her coaching approach is all about empowerment, self accountability, and visualizing your future self. How often do we sit back and we can only see right now? But Maryann's going to help people see your future self, see what you're going to feel like, even in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months, years, forward thinking. And, and that's beautiful. I love that she talks about that.
Yeah, she's a sweet soul. She doesn't just have a passion for health and wellness and is sharing it. She has an experience, and from that experience, personal experience, this empathy.
Yeah.
And again, going back to her educational background, she really knows how to sit and be patient with and meet people where they are and explore things and explain things in a different way than what we might be used to.
Absolutely. I mean, she talks about her program structure it's in 3 months chunks, so to speak. The option to continue. Her format can be in person or she'll also do virtual. And then she has weekly or bi-weekly 30-minute check-ins. That's that accountability. That's that I'm here supporting you, helping you. And then the initial clarity call of 45 minutes is free and to assess your goals and everything. So I think she's got a great program for people looking to make that change, not knowing where to start, and having someone meet you where you are and to empower you to see your future self.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder too, sometimes just going back to this model that she uses, we set our goals where we want to go, identifying our obstacles. I don't know how often we think about that. And we think about maybe the steps that we need to take to get where we want to go, but we don't pause to be like, okay, in reality, we have to have a healthy expectation of whether that is either going to be simple or difficult and why, and what are the roadblocks we might come upon. So we have a healthy expectation of how we're going to manage it when we get there, rather than being discouraged when it happens. Right. So I love that she has that part of her program right up front. Like, where are we going? And then what's going to trip us up?
Well, and because we know we're going to have things that will trip us up. That's just human nature. And I think part of it is grace shown to yourself, and she's showing you grace. You just have to keep going. You can't just say, well, that's it. I'm not doing it. It's not working. We know that life is all about a reset. And that's really what she's saying with the obstacles and moving, forward with making those actionable steps, changing things, moving forward.
Well, I adored Maryann. As a recap, her one simple step, just start writing down or tracking on your phone some aspect of your health. And that can be a little scary, I think, for some people too. We don't want to write it down. We don't want to see it put out there. Like,
actually look at it over and over again. What's What's that tracking looking like? What's the small manageable changes that I need to make?
You know what, too, Nicki? I wonder. She even says maybe it's your sleep, whatever that area of your health is that you want to improve on. When we think about having to track something, maybe we need to start by tracking what's easy for us to put down on paper. You know, that even that is
Hey, I'm doing something right. I'm nailing this one.
yes.
This is good. Good for me. I'm doing this right. So I'm tracking that. But where do I need improvement and tracking that?
Right.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
great. Absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Maryann, for the
Thank you,
inspiration.
Maryann. And don't forget, if you want to check out Maryann's full episode, be sure to do that. She has just a wealth of knowledge on how to, get your wellness and your health journey going in a better direction than where you are now in life, if that's where you feel you need to be. And of course, all of our guests one simple steps that can make a difference in your life. And that's in our special section, the Coffee Klatch mini episodes. I love it.
Yes. Yes. They can even reach out to Maryann and be like, I have listened to so many wonderful guests up and down the Grand Strand. I don't know where to start. It's a good overwhelming, and Maryann will break it down for you. Baby
Yes,
step.
absolutely. If you enjoyed this mini moment, leave us a 5-star review and share it with a friend who could use a little inspiration.
And be sure to subscribe to our newsletter to get our Wellness Made Simple download. All the best tips from the guests in one place.
You can also connect with us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. All the links are in the show notes.
We'll see you next time on the Coffee Klatch.